Are we live?
We're live.
We're live.
I think so.
Ooh.
Yeah. Welcome to a new edition of Let's Take Over the World
Well,
with,
take over.
with Gary and Anna. So what's our strategies this week for World Takeover?
The usual ones.
Yeah?
Projects, ideas.
Projects, ideas. We've got some competition because I think Elon's trying to take over the world.
But he's getting older.
Yeah, Elon is trying to take over the world too with his robots. I think it's lame. I think his takeover strategy is lame.
I don't understand his takeover strategy.
I think he's trying to use Mars as an excuse, like a smokescreen, plausible deniability, to build NUKES in space.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Oh.
Because he's like, we have to warm up Mars' atmosphere. We have to warm it up, so we need NUKEs.
I don't know, sometimes he gives me these vibes of, I just do it because I can, whatever it is.
Maybe.
I don't know if there's a plan. Maybe.
I feel like there's got to be a plan. You know, you don't become the richest person alive without a plan, right?
I don't know.
I feel like you don't just stumble into that.
Well, I think maybe there's a business plan and getting better, or the only competition for NASA. What?
I feel like he's trying to force a disclosure of the UFOs. Maybe. Are UFOs real? I mean,
Of course.
yeah. UFOs are real?
Well,
Elon says they're not real.
he says that?
Yes, he said they're not real.
But it's not, I mean, it doesn't make sense, because isn't any unidentified flying object a UFO, and are there not already a bunch of records about unidentified flying objects? Therefore, they are real. Question is, what's that? Is it like military stuff or something else? But UFOs are real. Like, if I throw a pen that looks awkward and someone takes a picture, it was a UFO. Like, basically,
I feel like I was dodging one of those from you a few days ago. Was that a pan going by my head?
Oh, but this would be, definition-wise, a UFO.
Yeah, or UAP. They're calling them UAPs now because they feel like Hollywood has taken over the UFO label, so now they say unidentified aerial phenomenon, UAP.
Okay.
We're not buying it. We know what you're doing. You're just trying to distract us from the fact that they're UFOs. We know.
By the way, in any case, they're real.
Yes. So Elon's trying to take over the world with his robots and his robo-taxis. I was a fan of the Cybertruck. I know it looks like something out of Halo, like low resolution, low polygon.
Before you keep talking, do you know about this article with the raccoons who confused the Cybertruck with a trash can and tried to break into the Cybertruck? That's pretty much my way of thinking. I thought the Cybertruck is ugly until I saw it with my own eyes, and it looked
We saw it.
nice and a bit more impressive because it's just so big. It's such a big trash can. But just on paper or online, it looks like raccoonies. I get you.
Giant trash can on wheels. I think it's cool. I don't know. It's bulletproof. That's like, okay, we're apocalypse ready. It reminds me of the Warthog from Halo. Did you ever play Halo? You were a pro at
Unreal Tournament.
Unreal Tournament. Yeah. Halo was a good one. And then he revealed his robo-taxis and his robo-van. And he had a bunch of these Tesla bots called Optimus walking around serving drinks. And we're mutuals with Hyperflesh. You know, he makes the masks. He makes like Trump masks and Elon masks. And I was thinking, in the future, there's going to be a big business in creating skins for these robots.
Oh,
you know
I
what
see.
I mean?
Yeah.
Like the robot is just the skeleton.
Yeah, so you can make it look like a celebrity or anyone.
Hyperflash, dude. That's your next $1 million business right there. Skins for these robots. Because you put the masks on the robot dogs. I sent you that video, remember?
I saw that.
Yeah. And I'll clip it into this video. I'll insert the clip here. Yeah, Hyperflash and I met playing VR mini golf. We were matched together. We just started talking, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I make masks." Hyperflash, and I was like, "What?" And then he followed me back on Instagram. We've been talking. Yeah, it's cool. What else? Oh yeah, the Robo-taxi. I showed you in the Robo-van. I showed you my idea, and you didn't like them.
Yeah, I didn't.
Okay, you tell us what you think. Okay, here was the idea. So, Elon, we'll go one by one. So there's the Robo-van, which is like barely has a few inches of clearance on the ground, and it's like a roving party van in Art Deco style.
Yeah.
And it drives itself, and you can see the utility of this in a city where it's like you want to go between bars or whatever. You got this rolling Art Deco party. They take you there. But I feel like this is way too narrow of a thing. So you could make a self-driving, I'm going to splice it with the pictures I showed you that I made. You could make a self-driving, all-terrain van life. All-terrain van life. ATVL, all right? And it just drives around, and it's got a living space in the back. It's all terrain, okay? You could sleep in it. And you type in, like, take me to the mountaintop in Colorado.
Yeah, yeah.
And it will just take you there while you sleep. So it's like a house on wheels. But because it's got this huge cavity, you could use it for, like, military uses. Like, the military could use it. You could use it as a transport for like disaster zones or like supplies. It would be multi-use. It has to be all terrain to make this like make sense. Like this seems the way, like that's the way. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think, yeah, maybe it's the next logical step. I mean, in Germany, it's not so uncommon, or I think Europe in general, that you have these big vans with everything that you need for a living. I know many people who go on holidays like this. So I think just automate everything, or that it works by itself is just the next logical step, and it will.
But is it all terrain? I look small and you look big.
What do you mean? No, it is big. It is like a huge. It's a huge car, like a bus. It's bigger than a van. So let's say it's like a bus with a second floor. In the second floor you have something like a bed. Then in the first floor you have a little kitchen, a shower, like really everything that you need. And it gets
could
larger
it go
and larger.
off-road?
Like
Probably
swimming?
not, right? No, like off-road, like
In the mountains?
dirt in the mountains.
Probably not.
That's
No,
what I'm talking about, see? Yeah, because that's the fantasy. It's about selling a fantasy, right? The Cybertruck was a fantasy. You've got this bulletproof armored carrier vehicle, and it's like, whoa, that's a fantasy. How do you top that? All-terrain living space.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fantasy.
Okay.
See
Getting
that?
closer.
Making sense,
Yeah.
sort of. Okay. Now, the other thing was the Robo-taxi. Now I was really disappointed in this
Yeah,
one.
I understand.
You do understand that
I
one?
understand why you're disappointed, yes.
Yeah. So what Elon showed is like basically just their generic car, except worse. It's got 2 seats. Only 2 seats. It's a taxi.
That's
What happens?
lame.
Yeah. What happens if you have a family of 4?
Yeah, they have to walk.
Yeah, you have to strap them to the roof or something.
Yeah.
So I created, using the help of artificial intelligence, which is this newfangled thing where you type in what you want and it just makes it as if by magic. So using artificial intelligence, I created my own version of a robo-taxi because I was thinking, why does it need a front and back? Because it's, here, you're cutting off there. Why does it need a front and back when it doesn't matter? You're not the driver. So the seats can swivel around. So the front and back can be reversible, kind of like the boats going to Seattle. You know how it's symmetrical?
Yeah.
So you have a symmetrical vehicle where the seats swivel around to any direction. And in the middle is a table because it's you want to work, or you want to have your laptop out or something while it's driving you around.
Can anyone guess what car I have in mind when I hear this? The Albanian, what was it, Roadster or something?
From Family Vacation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we get a picture of it in this video as well?
Yeah, we'll get that one. We'll get that one in there.
The screaming car.
Yeah, there's like a button. Wheels fall off. Wheels stay on. Don't push the wheels fall off button.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea if it's a taxi and it doesn't need you as a driver. And if there's ever a rule that says you don't even have to have your hands at the wheel anymore, like you are out of the game.
Yes.
Then of course it makes sense that you have a working. The only thing that I think is important is that you do have the option to fixate the seat, that you look straight forward, because the problem is for people who get travel sick, like myself, it could be a total disaster if I have to sit in the car looking to the side.
But I think you would get over it. I mean, remember, no. You don't think so?
My parents thought I would get over it for many, many years. I didn't.
Really? Okay. What's Dramamine? Dramamine? It's like a medication to take so that you...
I know I'm in America now, not a reason to start using medication for absolutely every problem.
Absolutely everything. It fixes everything. Okay. What else do we have? So Elon's trying to take over the world, and I think that we've got a better idea for global takeover. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know what is better, but I think our idea is inclusive and it's kind. Because I have no idea why Elon's doing what.
Global takeover. I think that we need smart houses. We've got smartphones, smart speakers, smart cars.
What does it look like?
Like a geodesic dome.
What does it do? What makes it smart?
Well, you could like talk to it. I feel like we're competing to see who can get closer. What if we did? So are you trying to read it?
Yeah, but there's nothing yet to read.
So a smart house, what would a smart house do?
Open the door for me.
Yeah, of course. It would see you on approach and it would like whistle at you.
Yeah, and open my door. It would... Well, but there is a smart home. Don't you have that in America and Germany? We have smart home, and then the heaters will heat up before you come. You can do that with your phone from wherever you are. You can heat up or cool down the rooms. You can do a bunch of stuff. You can turn on the lights already. So I think this is pretty much a smart house/home, isn't it?
Sort of. Okay. But I'm thinking there's just too much material involved. Like I'm looking around at this. Look at these houses behind us with the... look at all the concrete used, and you're just like, you're in a little cage of your own making. So what I like about these geodesic domes is that it's the minimum amount of material you need. You know what I mean by geodesic dome?
No.
So you remember the video, like the Let's Take Over the World video, and it's like we could have our own cities, and there's those like
the
bubbles,
round one,
the
yes.
bubbles. That's a geodesic dome, okay? And all you need to make it are a couple of poles that are in a certain configuration, and you can fill in the rest with windows. And so the idea is you can see as much of nature as possible. You can see the sky. Like you always talk about how there's not enough natural light. So it lets in natural light from everywhere.
Yeah.
It's got not a lot of material. So you can just transport it really easily. You know, you can disassemble it, put all...
I would totally love to have
Yeah, right?
That's a window.
Exactly.
Window.
Yeah, you get it.
Yeah.
So what makes it a smart house other than that? I don't know. It just seems smart to me that you want to use the minimum amount of resources, make it easy to transport, and then you want to have as much natural light as possible. Put that on wheels.
Yeah, I think the issue with that thing is at least on the pictures, looks kind of big, and you cannot put too many parties. You cannot put too many people in one such thing.
Why not?
Well, divided in apartments, how will you do that?
Oh, because you can't go up with it.
Yes.
Right.
And that's like the whole point in Asia, for example, that the buildings are getting higher and higher. You cannot do that with this thing, otherwise you won't have windows.
Yeah. Just stack people on top of each other.
No, so I think it is a great idea, but it just makes sense as a one family house, let's say, or something like that.
Sure. Yeah. It's a one family house. What if there's a way to make just like a bubble colony?
I like it.
Just a bunch of bubbles.
My bubbles.
Yeah. Bubbles. Like SpongeBob would love it. He loves bubbles.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't love bubbles? What else do we want to talk about? You're starting your own school.
The Love School. Yeah, I'm teaming up with a mental health coach.
Oh, are we getting in trouble?
Why?
Didn't you see what it said? Unstable connection?
But why?
Because we said LOVE.
What?
I don't know. Didn't you see it at the top?
But I can't say love? That would be...
We live in... You have to remember that we live in in a ridiculous time.
But how would love be a bad word for TikTok? No, I don't think so. So, anyway, yes, it will be a love school. It will be a school that teaches love and relationships. And I'm teaming up with a mental health coach. It's a very cool coach. Certified coach.
By the way, are you trying to get close because the microphone is right here?
I just don't know what I'm doing.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the news. And we are starting with our first common live video tomorrow on Instagram. We see how it goes. We will advertise it. And the first event date, because we plan to launch a series of events. The first one will be the 24th of November, where people will be able to sign up and learn.
Yeah, be interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. The world needs more love.
Right.
Especially...
Learn.
Yeah, be interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. The world needs more love.
Right.
Especially during this election. It's like... you know what I want to see? I want to see Trump and Kamala together on the Joe Rogan podcast. I want to see them together. I think this would heal the world.
I don't know.
Why not just sit down? We're all Americans. Sit down and just talk. Like normal people.
About nice stuff, not about politics, you mean?
Well,
that would be interesting.
Well, about nice stuff, but also just like, what's the best way forward? How do we make this work?
Yeah, I would like that if people talk about how to get things done and how to get closer to a goal instead of competing all the time.
Oh, Instone Fossils is back. This guy's awesome. He's a paleontologist. Oh, Instone Fossils, you'll be very proud. What question did I ask you yesterday? Do you remember?
Oh, there were so many.
What's your favorite dinosaur?
Right. Oh, yeah, right before I fell asleep. The last question my husband asked me was, which is your favorite dinosaur, Anna?
Yeah. What is your favorite dinosaur? You said the one that eats...
I said the vegetarian one with the long neck, the tall one.
Brachiosaurus? Diplodocus. It's been a long time since I used to know all the dinosaurs. Diplodocus?
I have no idea.
Brontosaurus?
I know I don't like the T-Rex, and it would be very difficult for me to cook anything like that. And I don't want to be the fat one, so I thought, I like the one with the long neck.
Which is the fat one?
And that looks like a hippo with
horns. With the horns?
Yeah.
Triceratops. Yeah, and you said you didn't like the flying one.
Of course not. It's terrifying because it must be huge. This big flying thing.
Sure. Oh, there's one that is so big, it boggles the mind. I don't know the name of it, but if it's Stone Fossils here, I bet he knows. I bet he remembers which one it is. It's like the beak is the size of its body, and presumably it would just like swallow things whole, like a giant. But it's big, like it'd swallow a human whole.
Yeah,
it's wild.
Yeah.
Anyway. So, what else? Okay, so you're starting your own school.
Yes. Love and relationships. The first event will be November 24th.
Yeah. But you're still part of Optimum College, right?
What means part? I'm half of it.
Yeah. Good. Good. Can't lose you. Too important.
That's correct.
So, what else? The world needs more love. And you know what else I think it needs? I think it needs more beauty.
That's why we're here tonight. Sorry.
Isn't this backdrop cool? I made the backdrop with AI. Yeah. But I was thinking, I saw a TikTok. Someone was like, why is the world so ugly? And she was showing strip malls and the roads and like how it's just all concrete and boring buildings. And just think like, have you seen even what street lamps looked like? I showed you the picture of the street lamp from the 1800s where it was like fancy. There was like pride in the craft of it. And they used to be like, I feel like it was nice. Are we living in the ugliest of times?
Absolutely not. I think that's wrong, and it's we had just so many wars in between and so many things that just had the chance to break, and we have also more and more people in every single country, well, almost every country. So we have to be fast building new things again.
Oh, and you feel like once the war is cooled down, that makes sense actually. We're constantly just destroying
everything.
When
you look at Germany, then there are many cities that had to be built up fast after World War II again. And of course, they are not very pretty. So it's just very pragmatic, and it had to be done. But also, I think the new and pragmatic style has advantages, and it can look super beautiful. So I wouldn't necessarily say everything is ugly. There are different cities, different countries. If you look at even new buildings in the Netherlands, for example, they are beautiful. It's such a beautiful country. And they always try to make buildings fit. So
how so?
it needs to fit to the environment. So it looks totally different from Germany, for example, where things are mixed. And there you cannot just build something that doesn't match the visual or the impression or whatever.
You have to like make it like Netherlands. You mean there's like plants on the building, or
it's not that, they just have their own style and they continue having it. They don't destroy it and don't mix it up too much.
Can you describe the style?
It's more small houses. Mainly just that it's small. You always have a huge window in the front of the house, so you can in so many places you can just look right into the living room of people. That's just their signature thing, that you just stare into their house. And there are so many houses like that, like even in the big cities, they have not tiny, but small houses. They have this front, and it all looks pretty much the same. It's very romantic, very sweet. They don't build very high in general, unless it's like a big city or an office building. But in general, they don't build very high, and it all looks very similar.
Sounds like they're one step away from the bubble house.
Something like that. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, and they don't destroy that too much. Well, in Germany you have this style, that style, and everything mixed next to each other. Holland looks pretty much the same all the time, and I think that's why so many other countries that are just across the border like to travel there, because they have their style and they don't willingly destroy it so much. But also I would say Germany is also not ugly. Like I don't feel things are ugly. It's just that we became more pragmatic. And what also happened, and I've seen a video yesterday, that's funny that I watched a video yesterday that fits to this topic, but it was about fashion. Because people will complain so often that that we are boring now, or that we just, not even boring, that we just don't have a good style, while people in the 50s and 60s had great style. And I really liked the creator who made this video, because she said, great style, let's put it differently, because everyone was wearing the same. So you had a lot of restrictions. You couldn't leave the house without a hat, for example. People had to look in certain ways because so many things were forbidden. While today there are just so many things that aren't forbidden, and that's why people will try everything out, and you take this and then everyone does their own thing. Does it look chaotic in the end? Probably. Do I like it? Certainly not.
Wait, hold on. So many things are not forbidden. We can wear whatever we want as opposed to the 50s. And what do people choose? Sweatpants, gym shirt.
That was the comment section pretty much.
Oh,
yes. Yeah, I can't say that I really like it, but what I like is the freedom of choice. And that's why I think the beauty of everything is that we can take a look at everything right now and just see what we choose to do. Like, oh, why are we choosing the sweatpants? Why are we choosing XYZ? While we could do something else. And it's so cool that now we can do that, while in the 50s and 60s you could not just walk around in your pajamas outside. Yeah.
And then a guy just wants to wear samurai pants.
Yeah, but he also wants to be married, right?
I like this, the magical matador.
Yeah.
Sure, you can be a magical matador, but God forbid I want to be a samurai.
Yeah, God forbid.
Okay.
And that's why wives were invented.
Okay. What else do we have? I've got a list here. I make the list throughout the week about things I like to talk about. But what maybe you all could propose something to talk about in the comments.
Do it.
Oh yeah, graphic upscaling. I keep on getting these videos where they take old video games and then they use artificial intelligence. She's a gamer, by the way.
Not anymore.
But,
I'm retired.
But neither am I. I mean, I'm not a gamer anymore either. I got better things to do, but...
Yeah, that was not an extreme gamer. When I was 16, I really loved Unreal Tournament and Postal, and I think that's pretty much it.
We walked into a comic book shop with all of these guys who looked like they hadn't... It was the first time they've left their basement in all year. They're sitting there playing their D&D on the like with the... And Anna goes, these guys aren't real dorks.
I am a dork.
And she said, I'm a dork. And I said, prove it. And then you were like...
What means prove it? No, you asked me questions. You asked me questions about all the shows that I love to watch, and you wouldn't believe me. And yeah, and then I had to prove to Gary that I have an immense knowledge about Pokemon. But in German, I know the Pokemon in German, okay? I'm not from here. Also, yeah, but I binge watched Sailor Moon multiple times.
Sailor Moon. I haven't seen that one.
Oh, it's so good.
And you said Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Z.
Yeah, whatever you call it, Z.
Yeah.
In America. I don't know. I don't get it. But I've watched it. I watched Dragon Ball Z, a little bit of GT, I think. But at some point I stopped.
A little bit of what?
Dragon Ball GT.
Oh, see, I don't even...
At least in Germany it's called this way. Yeah, so there are different seasons and I've watched, many of them. I've watched a lot of Dragon Ball Z, and I even had a comic book and I was reading it when I traveled to New York when I was a kid. That was my book at that time.
I liked Neon Genesis Evangelion. I watched that whole series.
I haven't watched it, but I had the mangas that I didn't read for whatever reason. Yeah.
Yeah, something about it is just so... They set up the loop of it, which is just every episode there's some new giant robot that tries to invade Earth. And then the kid in his mech has to defeat the robot. And it's
Cool.
There's always some kind of strategy that he has to use.
Yeah.
And I love that about it. It's just... And I feel like that's kind of the idea with the video game, Optimum Championship. It's like there's a format to it. It centers around a fight, but around that fight you can get very philosophical. And Neon Genesis Evangelion is very philosophical. And it asks all these big questions, and it kind of gets into the weeds sometimes, but it uses this framework of just like, oh, big robot attack, to ask all these big questions. And I don't know, I've never seen a whole episode of Dragon Ball Z.
It's not very philosophical.
No, it's just like fight.
Yeah, and it's I liked it, don't get me wrong, I even loved it, but it became boring after a few years, because the problem with this, with some animes, they're just famous for it, and Dragon Ball is is one of them, is that you have a fighting scene, and this fighting scene is 90% of the entire episode. So you only have a few minutes where people are talking or actually doing something new, but it's like a soap opera. They will just extend something until you almost
But what's the hook
stop
there?
watching.
Is it what is the soap opera? Is it like human relationships?
Yeah, and in that
Okay.
case, the hook is the fight. It's the battle. So Goku, for example,
Oh, the
will fight
fight,
someone.
but all the story surrounding it. What's that all about?
Yeah, a little bit of their relationships, not so much. It's just the tiny part. It's also their development. So they get to know their enemies or their companionship, like their friends. So they are making friends. They are
Yeah,
getting
so
to know their enemies
it's like
better.
relationships.
Yeah, relationships, if you want. Yeah.
Sort of.
Another big part is just Goku eating. Eating. He's eating a lot.
Huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw there's a new show on Netflix where it's an anime just all about eating different monsters.
Monsters?
Yeah, it's all about going into like Dungeon Chef or something. Like they're in a dungeon and the whole series revolves around trying to catch and eat the monsters. Like, they'll catch a
Are they
giant
tasty?
spider and they're like, and here's how you cook it.
Is it tasty? Yeah.
I don't know, it looked interesting. No, maybe you'd like Baki. So there's this anime on Netflix called Baki. And it's just all about fighting, but I feel like it's very guy-centric.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, but all of these animes, I mean, even Sailor Moon is fighting. All of them are constantly fighting something. But the question
Yeah.
is just how much is fight,
Right.
and also the problem for me with Dragon Ball is it's not even the fight that takes the most time. It's the guys standing there in front of each other thinking about the fight. It's men thinking about thinking, and this is something that's where they lost me after
lost
years.
you?
After years, okay, so they had me for years, and then
But
I just thought I can't.
What originally had you? What was the hook that got you? Or
I think the humor, it's very funny, it's very lighthearted. And I think I also, it's the hero quest. I like the original hero journey.
Yeah.
I mean, most of our shows, everything, like shows, books, stories, they are based on the hero journey. And I really like that one because if you like the hero, you automatically want to know what he's going to do next, how he's going to get involved. If he has a good villain, a good opponent, then you want to see this fight. You want to see how this develops or how he makes that work, especially if you kind of like the villain. And I think this is something that Dragon Ball figured out. Sometimes they had really nice. I like this green guy who was like God.
Is he an alien or what?
Yeah, but everyone's there is kind of an alien. Yeah.
It's kind of like Shades of Grey a little bit. Like no black, like everyone's kind of good, a little bad. Kind of like yin and yang, you know?
No, I think not so much because oftentimes the bad ones turn out to have their reasons and turn out to be good. Sometimes you also have like just a big evil blob. That totally does happen.
I hope you know about Dragon Ball.
Who's that?
I don't know. He asked to come on. He left.
Oh, okay.
Why?
Maybe he doesn't like Dragon Ball.
Okay. All right. Anyway, so Baki
Yeah.
show on Netflix. I think it's based on a manga, and the premise is Baki Hanuma wants to become the best fighter in
The best
the world. Fighter.
Ah, okay.
He wants to become the best fighter in the whole world. And to prove best fighter, he just goes around getting in fights. Like he fought a bear in one episode, or it was like a Sasquatch or something, but he's like, if I can't defeat a bear, and there's always like a lot of exposition, like talking and stuff. If I can't,
That's it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
If I
mean.
can't defeat a monster, then how do I become a monster myself? So he goes down to the cave to fight the Sasquatch. And then he's like looking for people to fight. And it's like, anybody who will challenge me. And of course, the best fighter in the whole world is, who do you think?
His daddy.
His dad.
Yeah, I
So,
remember again.
yeah, so the whole series, and
Daddy issues.
his dad is like Superman, like just invincible. And they really play it up. Like
but
this
with
guy,
a bad character, isn't he? But having a very good...
terrible.
Yeah.
He's like Darth Vader mixed with. He's like the character from The Boys, Homelander. Just like total evil.
Okay, haven't watched that one.
Well, he's invincible. I'm trying to remember his name, but so Baki's dad. I did watch the whole season, but I can't remember his name for some reason. Baki's dad is like this villain, but it's not because he's necessarily evil. Yeah, he totally is. But Baki still has like this love-hate relationship with his dad, and the whole series culminates in them fighting. And they're doing all these fighting moves, and then somehow Baki ends up on his dad's shoulders for like some move. But then they both just like pause. Because it's like a dad-son kind of moment, like, oh, my son's on my shoulders. They're both grown men. And then the dad just walks around with Baki on his shoulders. And the son is on the top of dad's shoulders like, this is all I wanted.
You see, and I wouldn't be able to watch that because I would have no point of identification. Like, who would I supposed to like?
There's only one female in the whole series, and she gets unalived by the dad.
It gives me Breaking Bad vibes.
There were some females in...
Yeah, but Walter unalived the girlfriend of Jesse.
Oh, I don't remember. I didn't... yeah. It's like one of those series where... Because there's no females, they have to make some of the males more feminine. Like there's this caveman that they really like max out his feminine attributes, even though he's like this savage with giant muscles. And then there's like all these subtle... like the caveman, very feminine kind of, but just jacked caveman guy is literally thawed from the ice caveman, is fighting Baki's brother. And they're like, who's got the stronger jaw, huh? And they like lock mouths. And they're like, and then they just hold it, and they're like trying to throw each other around by the mouth.
Yeah.
You have to feel like, you're almost like, no, yeah, wait. You gotta say the thing and H when you watch it, but it's very funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a reason why there are no girls in this show.
Right. Lord of the Rings is another one where it's like there's just no women. No women exist in Middle Earth except that one Liv Tyler. And they just kind of like threw her in there.
And the dwarves, they just say they can separate between men and women.
Every
so
character.
You wouldn't know.
Is there any female character other than Liv Tyler who they're just like, just go in there, we need a girl somewhere.
There is the blonde one.
Oh, wasn't she an elf too?
Galadriel, or what's her name? Something like that. Yeah. There is another one. There are two women.
Two.
and a bunch of dwarves that we don't know if they're male or female.
No. Amongst a cast of tens of thousands.
Yeah.
What is the female equivalent?
Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon. There's like not a guy in
Yeah, there is. There is not too many.
Yeah.
There are one or two. There's one guy, and then there are like side characters who would be male sometimes. Yeah.
How about the cat?
There are two cats. There is a female and a male one, Luna and Artemis.
Okay. Explain Sailor Moon to me. I've never seen a single episode.
Okay, so Sailor. Well, I will use the Sailor Moon names, like not their character names, because I feel like the English names again are different from the German names. Because in Germany, for example, her human name would be Bunny, and I think in English it's something else, but I don't know exactly how they call her. It's different in every language. It's weird. In every translation, it's something else. So it starts when she's 14 years old, and she's like a little crybaby and very, very clumsy and everything. And at some point, she saves a little cat, and then she uncovers the forehead of the cat, and then there is a moon. And the cat connects with her through the moon on the forehead.
She like smudges it. She like, there's a little bit dirt there.
Yeah, they like a bandage or something. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and then turns out that the cat tried to find exactly her, and the cat stays with her, and at some point it gives her a little. It is like a little piece of jewelry, and this turns her into Sailor
Sailor
Moon.
Moon.
Yeah, and her task is to find other fighters who are also fighting for the good, and they're fighting demons and people and monsters who try to suck out the energy and the life force of people and try to take over the world in a negative way. And she has to find her crew. And that's what she does. And their common mission is to save the princess. They have to save a princess, but they don't even know who that is. That's
So
the
Sailor
Moon
Moon
Princess.
has to save a princess.
Yeah, that's the Moon Princess. And over time, we figure out that it's her. So
she has to save herself all along.
no, she had to remember who she is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Yeah, but also the other fighters, nobody knows that, so they come to the understanding. And it's a very deep story because there's, for example, after season 1, I think they all, yeah, and then
What?
they all, and then
They all unalive?
all of them
Why?
in a huge fight. Yeah, they just
Oh.
they
Do they
just
come
don't
back,
make
though?
it. They reincarnate. Yeah,
Oh, of
and that's
course.
very interesting that they reincarnate again and they don't know anything anymore.
Are they more powerful after they reincarnate?
No, not necessarily. They become more and more powerful through time. Like they just learn more and fight more and become better and better, and that's how they gain more power, but not through this one situation. So yeah, that's what is happening, and they will add more characters at some point. Her future daughter appears and also helps, but she doesn't know that it's her future daughter, and they would get into fights with each other and being jealous and having like their little dramas.
Who's the father?
It's the guy with the mask, and he's the future king too. Yeah, and the beginning of the show is very lighthearted and funny too, because these two, they can't stand each other and they're always fighting and they hate each other a lot. But when they are in their Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask costumes, then they will always fight together, but they never know the identity of the other one. And later they find that out. Yeah.
Sailor Moon. We'll have to watch an episode.
I love Sailor Moon. And there is a new show because there was this old one in the 90s, I think, and it's a very, very long, great show. And then they made a remake a few years ago, like 8 years ago or something. There was a new,
A new Sailor Moon?
Yeah,
Is
a
it due
remake.
for a comeback? Another comeback?
I don't know. I think it's fine because the show that was created back then in the 90s, it was very childish and very cute, and that's the one that I originally watched. And the remake, I haven't continued yet. It was nice. It was closer to the original manga, I think. The remake, it is way less childish, and it's more serious, and there are a few serious topics in it.
There's a lot of things that could be due for a comeback.
Yeah, I've heard
What
about
else?
the nanny with Fran Drescher, and I think they wanted to make her come back with Cardi B. I'm so happy it didn't happen.
Oh, goodness. I think that I've been saying this for a while. There's a movie called Brewster's Millions. You know what it's about?
No.
It's about Brewster, who inherits $1 million, which at the time was a lot of money, and he has to spend it. There's some rules to it, and he's got to spend all the money to make $100 million, because it's like some rules of the inheritance, but he's got to spend it in ridiculous ways. I think Lil Wayne, the rapper, should do a reboot.
Yeah.
Remake of Brewster's Billions.
That would be fun.
He's funny. I don't know if you know who he is, but I could post a clip of it. It'd be very funny. Like, I feel like, yeah, that's one. I've got a few of them. Things that
It would be cool as a remake.
yeah, is a remake with Lil Wayne. I just feel like there's something about it. It just makes sense to me. Yeah,
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, I mean, right now people are doing so many remakes.
yeah. But are there any of them good? Like it's always like Little Mermaid, and they
Yeah,
botch it.
Disney. Yeah, they just destroy the stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I think we are ready for some good remakes.
yeah. There's a lot of old video games where I think like they could really just they remade that. Oh my gosh. But I think a lot of it's probably just nostalgia. Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't have new ideas, like cover old ones in a good way, not in an embarrassing way. We already know how that works. Snow White.
Snow White.
Just,
Well, we don't know. Maybe it'll turn out good.
I give it a try, but I don't think so.
They had to go back to the drawing board on it because they weren't going to have dwarves. They
Yeah,
were just going to
I
have
remember.
magical creatures who were just people dressed as like liberals.
We are so afraid nowadays to say something wrong and to offend somebody. Oh, that is so annoying. Like that brings me in the position that I want to offend everyone, no matter what. Like I think we have to sometimes.
You have to just offend everybody no matter what.
Yeah, if you are always afraid of saying something because somebody might feel offended, then maybe we overcompensate at some point and we start offending everyone.
Yeah. Suno AI. Oh, artificial intelligence can sing. Did you know that artificial intelligence can make music now? Yeah. The average person doesn't even know that AI can sing yet. And already it's conquered the space. Like there's this website, Suno, it's like Pandora or Spotify or something. Where do people listen to music these days? Spotify?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. It's like that, but only AI music. And you can specify what you want. You're like, I really want like imagine if the Beatles made ragtime music. But it was like techno beat. And like you're like, what? But no, it'll make it. It'll make whatever you want. And it's already so good that I can't distinguish anymore. I mean, maybe you can, but she's
can.
also very good. She's a very good musician. Was, and her dad is a famous musician.
Yeah.
Not many people know that. Should we put a clip of your dad in here?
Oh, that would be cute.
Okay, yeah. And it makes AI music that is very good, and I'll post some clips of it. But what do you feel? How do you feel about this?
I feel good about it.
You do? It was trained on us. I mean, us is our species.
I have no problem with it. I don't think it sounds human yet, so I can definitely hear the difference. It's just like with the pictures, I can see when pictures are AI generated.
Yeah.
Maybe it can trick me. I think there will be cases, or already are, that I wouldn't be able to distinguish. But for now, especially with the music, I can hear it, and in most cases, I think I can also see the difference.
Yeah. Was it Mick? I think it was Mick Jagger who said it's not about the music, it's about the performer. And if the performer is just a computer, who really cares?
Yeah, that's like Kurt Cobain was not the best at anything, but it was the performer who was catchy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I feel like human beings are kind of safe in that regard, where it all comes down to us. I mean, the species will not continue if we just all ignore each other. And what is music fundamentally for? It's about getting friends and meeting girls and guys. Right? Like
I don't know. I'll ask my dad. I don't think so.
Well, your dad made an amazing woman, so
Yeah, but I think it is a language. That's what music is. It is
Yeah.
a form of communication and translation of information. So, no, it's not necessarily for making friends, for relationships. I think it is just a language. Whatever you do with it is up to you.
and if it's AI, it's like
It is a great brainstorming. I love that. We wrote a
yes,
great
I like
song.
that. We did. We made a song called. We made a few of them.
Yes, my first and favorite one
Raccoonies.
is Raccoonies Ate My Cherries.
Yeah, Raccoonies Ate My Cherries, and we also. I liked the jellyfish song.
More.
Does the jellyfish bite?
Does the jellyfish bite?
Yeah.
Does the jellyfish bite?
Yeah, because we were in the ocean and you were like, does a jellyfish bite? And I was like, that would be a good song. Like, what does the fox say, you know?
Yeah.
What does the fox say? It's like, does the jellyfish bite? Does the jellyfish bite? And so we had
Yeah.
AI make it.
Yeah, and that was so cool. We could do that the same day. We could just do it.
Yeah, we just type it in and it just makes the song.
Yeah.
And I made a song for the video game, which I think is phenomenal. Like, I listen to it, I can't even believe how good it is.
Yeah.
But I feel bad because a lot of the people working on the game are musicians. Like, we've got Ty Gay, who actually stopped by a few minutes ago. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
My
he's-
eyes were so bad.
He stopped by. I'll let you know if some. I didn't want to. I feel like I scared away our paleontologist friend by calling like his name popped up and it was gone. Because I feel like when you call people out, they're like, "Oh my gosh," you know. And so I didn't want to do it to Ty, but I saw Ty,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Maybe you'll come back.
maybe.
Yeah. All right.
So Ty was a musician. He toured around the world. And then we've got Anna Roman, who's a musician. And Joshua Stagner, who's a musician.
yeah.
And Key has made music. And even Queen Herbie commented on Key's music. Her very first song. Key's very first song. Key, you got to continue. Girl. Your very first time ever singing in public, and Queen Herbie
All right.
commented on it. Amazing. So we've got all these musicians. I'm sure I'm forgetting some.
Yeah.
And then we go with the.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We have a problem. We don't want to bother people. I think that's the whole point because, right, we would have to ask.
We'd have to ask, and then it's.
But I'd love
It's sad.
to.
It's sad that it's that way. I did ask Joshua Stagner for a theme. Oh, so the idea is that every episode has a different character, different real world creator, and then we use their music in that episode. I think that's how we do it.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
We need a hymn, and it's great that you have yours now.
Yeah.
But it can be, the thing is, it can be recreated, right, with real musicians. So we can use this hymn if we like it, and we can
Yeah.
probably ask them to make it better.
Yeah. You said you didn't like it because you couldn't sing it, but I think I could sing it.
Yeah, I whoever watched just left. I liked it though. Yeah, and I also it had to grow on me. So yes, I didn't like it in the beginning, but now I do.
Yeah, it has a melody.
Yeah. It does. I like it.
Sarah just left.
Yeah, but I really do like it now.
Yeah.
But I think I also didn't like it because you had another version before that I loved. I liked it like instantly.
That one was cool too.
Yeah, and that's why because
Yeah.
I liked it so much, and then there was a new version. I was like, no, I like the other one, but no, I really do
Slower.
like
But
it.
it was more like a hymn.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was supposed to sound like angels singing. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just like you right now.
And it's like the way that things can just happen on the internet. Like you can have this little kitty licking milk. Like what's the beat that it does?
Now I have to embarrass myself.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was like nom 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 nom. While it was drinking, so yum 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 yum.
And then some guy's like, oh, this is kind of catchy, and he like adds, what does he add?
Yeah, different
Like tambourine.
instruments. Yeah,
And
like
someone else is like, you know what this really needs?
a piano.
A piano.
Yeah, like drums. You have everything, and then at the end we also have a singer. Like everything.
Yeah.
It becomes such a great song.
And you're like, and then by the end you got the singer. What is the singer like?
Like a chanson. Yeah. It's like a real chanson. Yeah. It is. The internet is a great place to
Yeah.
be.
The internet is a great place. It's full of cats.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what it's made for. It's made for them.
Yeah. It's made for kitties. We're all just cats typing. I'm like, was that a human who wrote that, or was that a cat typing on a keyboard? if someone comes at me with some illogical argument, I'm just going to say, because it's probably going to be true, I'm like, you're not a person. You're just a cat typing on it. You're a cat that walks across a keyboard. Good day to you. That's my new response to haters. Prove that you are not a cat that just walked across a keyboard. Good day.
Yeah, I also like this one. Like what you're saying, every word you say is true. It just doesn't make sense as a sentence.
Every word you said is true. It's just when you put it into a sentence that it becomes an issue.
It doesn't make sense anymore. I love that. I love that, and I think it was God who wrote it.
Every word. Okay, should we just go full heretic? Okay, so every word of the Bible is true. It's just when it's arranged into sentences that it becomes an issue.
No, it doesn't make sense. I think wasn't it like that? And guess who wrote it? God.
God wrote it.
Yeah.
On Twitter.
Yeah, I love that. I love that, and that's a compliment if it comes from me, because I'm the queen of insults.
She really is. It's very good. She makes me feel like a child on a daily basis. Which is funny because she said that you're the you came into this relationship saying,
I'm the child.
I'm the child, but really you just have this like razor precision that just makes me feel so small. And
Wait.
I don't know. Not small. I don't know. Just dumb. Like I just feel like he's so sharp with it. Small. You just feel She's very smart. She's very cutting. She cuts me down to size. Makes me like but it's okay. I love that. Steel sharpens steel. I'd rather be in that kind of relationship than a relationship where someone's a doormat. You know? Because I try my best. I'm like, yeah, well, you're the otter. And you're like, what? Exactly.
What's next?
AI music, kitty licking milk, meow, meow, meow. Oh, yeah. Billie Eilish made a song.
That was so cool. Yeah, Billie Eilish wrote a song, and the audience at the concert wasn't actually singing the lyrics. The audience was singing. Meow, 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 meow.
Yeah, have you even heard the original?
Meow, meow. I don't know. Yeah,
I have no idea either. In fact, I don't even know how Billie Eilish became famous. It's like she just appeared one day. It's like, here's this girl who looks like here I am in my pajamas, and I'm now the most famous woman in the world. She took over the world. How did she do it? I don't get it.
Well, I think she does have some very interesting songs, and they are unique. So she has a unique sound. She doesn't sound like anyone else. So it is a little bit depressive, or I don't even know where to put it, or very like lethargic. I don't know. It's something. I don't know how to explain that. But she has her unique sound and style. Yeah. I think some songs are good. Yeah.
So, but apparently the meow 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 song,
Meow, meow, meow.
the meow 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 song. I love your clapbacks. Earlier when I was like, she makes me feel small. That's not true. I love your clapbacks. She's so good. So all I know is the meow meow version. That's it. So the meme has become more popular than the original. And so Billie Eilish was at a concert, and all anyone wanted to hear was the meow meow version of it. And when she played the meow meow version, people went nuts. They went bananas.
Yeah, I love that.
They were like screaming it. Meow 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 meow.
Meow, 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 meow.
the memes became real. The meme was no longer a dream. You made a delicious chickpea
Yeah,
dough today.
correct. Yeah, you invented a topping for rice.
It was
That's,
amazing.
yeah, is that optimum? Should I get my own?
Sure. We had a
Cooking
cooking
channel.
video, remember?
Should do that again.
Yeah, but you see? And I'm supposed to be the one with
Or what?
ADD.
Why?
Because you're gonna start another school? This will be your third school.
No, it's not. It's can you count? Why is it my third school?
Optimum College Love School Cooking School?
No, I didn't mean a cooking school. I meant let's make a new video.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Love School is the only school that I'm starting, and it's only once a month for now. If I start anything, then it's the Love School.
Cooking, but it was very good. You took some chickpeas, you mashed them up with
Things.
with granola? Was it? I thought you said it was
Oat.
oat, but oat is in granola sometimes.
It was oat and flour and egg and seasoning, and it became a fluffy duffy dough.
And then you grilled that up,
No, and then I fried it.
and it was amazing.
Yeah.
You put that in some rice.
Yeah. Then I fried rice with tomato and garlic and seasoning, and then I put that in, and that was interesting. Yeah, why not? It was just an invention, creation, something fast. What else do we have?
How about we turn it over to our lovely viewers? Does anyone out there in internet world have anything? Would anyone like to speak to us? I feel like we usually invite guests. Who can we
you can
invite?
talk about your misophonia. Now that I'm drinking in your ear.
Oh, my misophonia? Should we really though? Who wants to talk? Should we just send invites to a bunch of people and just hope it goes well?
Yeah, we see who comes.
Okay. I'm just sending a bunch. We'll see what happens. We're inviting people to take over the world with us. Oh. There's one of our guys. He's in the game. Not Cole. Cole's in the game, and this is his style too, because he's a vampire. Wait till you see Cole's teeth. He's a vampire.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm jelly. Hey, what's up? We're just chilling, plotting world takeover, world domination,
Projects.
talking about projects. How things been? I got married. That
To me.
To her. That's pretty good. Yeah. How things been with you? We're still making the video game, but it takes a while. Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's why I've been kind of MIA for a while, because I had more important things to do than. Yeah. Way more important than working on a VR game. But, yeah. But I'm still working on it. I'm still working on one of these days. I feel ya. I've been in the middle of a rebrand. Really?
Want to talk about
Do you want
it?
to go on video with us?
Yeah, that's how
We
it
haven't had a
works.
guest today yet. We like to have guests on. Tell us about the rebrand.
Yeah, and that's how it works usually. You always disappear for a while, and then you come back, you're something new, reinvented.
Yeah. We had a rebrand too. Joined through the invite you shared. Yeah, we had a rebrand too. We had this idea that like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, I can't tonight. Aw,
Then maybe next time.
next time.
Yeah. We can talk about our rebrands. Gary also had a rebrand.
Yeah, Optimum had a rebrand.
Yeah.
Didn't you have a rebrand?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, so.
Well, you had the new logo. That
True.
was good. The logo was good. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You definitely did had a rebrand recently.
Tell me about it. Did
You
I?
tell us about it.
No,
Queen
I
Coachings.
Oh, right. But this was not my this was not my intention.
Should we keep it secret or?
I don't
No,
mind.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't have to keep it secret. It's just that TikTok is not my friend and is sometimes just restricting my account for absolutely no reason. At least I don't understand why. So it doesn't play out my videos because it was so mean to me repeatedly. I just created a new account because I have this passion and drive to create content, and TikTok was mean. So then I created a new account, and I started to focus myself more. Then that was the rebrand. So I wouldn't just publish whatever I was thinking about, but I would focus myself on coaching, on mental health coaching videos. And this is how Queen Coachings was born. But that's not a real rebranding. It's just due to TikTok and that it forced me to escape somewhere else, made something new.
Well, I love your content.
Thank you. I love
I
your
know.
content too.
Thank you, baby. And I know a lot of other people do too. Yeah. It's philosophical coaching. Philosophical coaching
It's
techniques.
well, it's not philosophical actually, because well, it comes from a philosophy, but it is very pragmatic too, and it is applicable and it works, and you see progress.
You want to pitch it?
Yeah, because I recently even focused myself more. I started doing videos on mental health and how you can deactivate limiting beliefs, and I figured out that I'm not the person who wants to focus on the negative stuff so much, even limiting beliefs which are there, and I know how to deactivate them, and I know how to work with people so they can over time deactivate them. I thought we can entirely focus just on one thing, and that's our positive beliefs. And this is something that almost nobody does, like, or nobody talks about it like that. There are many coaches or many inspirational speakers who will talk about affirmations, but they usually don't explain deeply why these things work, and that's why they become something like woo-woo on the internet, and people don't really understand why affirmations work. And I had to figure that out because I was asked by a bunch of people why this works, and I just know for a fact that it does. So I had to think myself into it, and I had to analyze it. And then I understood a bunch of things that now can be used to consciously work with positive beliefs that we all have.
Anna is the best life coach. I'm thankful that I get free coaching from her. She usually charges $150 an hour, but I used to DRUNK. I quit.
Yeah, but it was not my work.
Yes, it was, but just because you are so no nonsense, and it was like there's no way. Nice.
He's Scully.
I'm Scully. You're Mulder, for sure. Yeah. I'm the one who's always like, no. And she's always like, yes. Alien abductions.
Easy.
Out of body experiences.
Absolutely.
Wait. Do you see it? It actually just happened.
No, you're still in your body.
Oh, wait, turn, like lean back a little bit. No, wait. See?
I don't.
You're phasing in and out of reality. And when you turned your head a little bit,
I can't
you
phase
like
in and out of
you
reality.
phased. Oh, there you did it again. Maybe it's real. Ghosts are real. You've had a lot of guests on ghost hunting.
Yeah, hunting, not specifically hunting. It was I have a friend, and she worked with kids that have psychic abilities, and where parents don't necessarily know how to deal with that, especially if they cannot just hospitalize their kid, especially when they see there's something to it. So many people know or see and experience themselves that there's something to it. It's just stigmatized by society, and that's so cool to work with people and talk to people who will help and know how to help and how to do it in a grounded way. Because I also think there's I see that there are so many creators and even people who offer services who are extremely ungrounded and who are just all over the place with these kind of topics, and that's not helpful, because whenever this is a real issue, it won't be taken seriously.
Well, Cole was talking about doing a ghost hunting show. He had it all scripted out and everything.
How cool.
Yeah,
I would love to see that.
that'd be very
Like
cool.
with real happenings, or like I grew up in a kind of what you would call paranormal environment. It's not strange for me. Like I would not talk about it so much. I would just keep it to myself, because other kids would think I'm strange anyway already, for many reasons. At least because I was not even from their country, so that's already a reason enough. If you have a different cultural background, you're already a strange kid. So you don't want to add to that. So yeah, there were different things in my environment, let's say, that were entirely normal family wise. I told you about my grandmother. So it's just not strange to me, but I understand if you are practicing looking away for many years, then there are obvious things that become strange to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's it say? Oh, nothing. We don't have questions.
Invite Timothy J. Sweeney.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I'd like to see a ghost hunting show.
Oh, is that Mr. Bill? Is that Mr. Bill?
Who's Mr. Bill?
I don't know. There used to be this clay little figure. Which show was that on Saturday Night Live? And it'd be like, no, not Mr. Bill, and he would always just get unalived in the most horrible ways. These little clay. You think it would be like for kids, and then it would always end up with him just getting shredded or something, or like
It's like Happy Tree
smashed.
Friends.
Yeah, with clay.
Oh, I feel this is really like a pre-Halloween
Later, Cole.
episode.
Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, we'll be in contact. We're still making the video game. It just takes a while. Making a video game is hard, as it turns out.
It takes a while, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Like friends of mine made a video game. It's Hellpie. You can look it up. Hellpie. It's a very cool game.
Yeah,
It took them years, and they were not one guy.
right. It takes years, and the demo is actually out there. It's out there on SideQuest, but trying to get it approved for Meta,
Yeah.
the Meta store, has been challenging. They've got some really kind of strange requirements, and getting married and stuff. It's just now that the game. I'm not giving up on the game.
No,
No,
it's coming. But it takes
it's
time.
coming. It takes time, and we want a vampire character. Who? Oh yeah, we were talking about like who should Cole be, because we were talking about Vlad the Impaler.
Who didn't start stabbing people until he was, what, 39? It's like this should be a motivational quote, like it's never too late.
It's never too careful. So if he was the inspiration for vampires, Dracula. See, then you could have Vlad the Impaler, historical character, and Dracula, and you could have like there's all these other like legends that tie into it. This concept of vampires is old. It goes back to ancient Greece, except they called it something else.
So interesting. I never looked into that. Like, what is the idea of a vampire? Where does it even come from? Because I don't believe in vampires. I never met one. I don't know. I know ghosts are real. I know things are real, but vampires, I have no clue.
You
What's
haven't
that?
met Cole. He's
Really?
got awesome teeth.
But like a natural born or
Yeah.
natural born teeth? Okay.
He's got vampire teeth.
Yeah, but some people have these spiky teeth over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what is Stu? Like, where does the story come from? Vampire stories. Why is
Well,
that?
there was an old story from ancient Greece about coming alive and the undead, and they would chain them. They'd put you in a grave with chains to make sure that you couldn't escape.
But isn't that a zombie?
No, zombies I think is more recent. I think that was just Day of the Muerte, and that movie that kind of made zombies popular.
So the vampire is older than the zombie.
Yeah, I believe so. Vampires is the older myth.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
interesting. And why? I think this is just so specific that there would be an undead person who would bite you and suck out your blood. Like, that's so specific. And I'm just wondering why. Why this?
And there was an old book about it, about vampires, but they spelled it differently. It was like the spelling with a Y.
Vampire?
Vampire. And when people want to get classy, they're like, no, I'm not a vampire, I'm a vampire. Oh, I'm part of the real subculture.
And what about werewolves?
I don't know about that one.
Because this concept makes even more sense to me, that you would be bitten by a beast and then you are half the beast, like Spider-Man, half spider, werewolf,
But
you know.
you turn into a bat human, right?
What? Oh, I'm not sure because so many bats don't actually drink blood.
Right.
It's like a mosquito human.
Numby Wumby. Should we make this the last attempt at a guest invite
Yeah,
and then call it an evening? Numby Wumby, do you want to talk? We have 0 guests here. Anyone want to talk to us?
I really want this video clipped because I want some parts of it as a Halloween special.
Okay, should we call it an episode?
Yeah.
Okay. Mwah. All right. To everyone who stopped by,
Thank you.
take care.
Take care.
See you next time.